Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to the Cheston Podcast. This is Cheston, the host. All right, let's go ahead and get into the hot topics for the week of January 30th to February 5th. All right, Deadline reports Michael Jackson's nephew, Jaafar Jackson, to play King of Pop in biopic titled Michael. Yes, it's official. They have found the Michael Jackson for the biopic for the official biography movie based on Michael Jackson, titled Michael. The estate has his estate is signed on, so they will be, his music will be all throughout the movie. But I think it's awesome that Jaafar Jackson. Well, let me go ahead and go into who Jaafar is first of all. Okay, so Jaafar Jackson is the son of Jermaine Jackson, who happens to be Michael Jackson's brother, and he was a member of the Jackson 5. So, yes, Jaafar is technically Michael Jackson's nephew, which I think is so awesome. I think this movie's going to be so good because, if you've seen pictures of Jaafar, first of all, he looks like his uncle. There is a resemblance there. There's something there that you can see. There's a connection. Even before I found out that Michael Jackson was actually, in fact, his uncle, I was like, dang, when I saw his picture, I was like, oh, he kind of has the, I don't want to say soft, because I'm not trying to call Michael Jackson soft, because Michael Jackson, I don't see Michael Jackson as soft, but he has the kindness. I will say that he has the kindness that Michael Jackson has in his eyes. Like you can just see it. Like it's just something that you could definitely can see a resemblance. You definitely can tell that they are related somehow when you see their pictures. So I think it's perfect as far as casting goes. That was right on the head, perfect. I think that already is like a good sign, like a good omen, if you will. Like it's a good. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to say that I think the film will be even better now that I know that the lead role is actually, in fact, a Jackson by blood. There is relation there, and he also is a singer and dancer, Jaafar himself. So, and a lot of people, I haven't heard any clips of him singing, but a lot of people say that he sounds similar to his uncle. So I think that even is going to be, for my thing to make a biography good is if the person really can pull off who they're playing. Like, if they really can embody that person. If you really, like, when you see it, you're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm watching the real, whoever it is on the screen. So that's for me, that's what it is. But the movie is being directed by Antoine Fuqua for Lionsgate Studios. So Lionsgate picked it up. Antoine Fuqua is the director, and Jaafar Jackson is the lead role. Michael Jackson. Okay. Like I said before, the Michael Jackson estate has given rights to the Michael Jackson's musical catalog, so we're going to be hearing his music all throughout the movie. And also, the film will not shy away from the controversies from the pedophile accusations to his death in 2009 at the age of 50 from cardiac arrest caused by a cocktail of sedatives. So they're going to go there. Even the estate has signed on to go there. They're going to really give you as much. I think they're going to go there. I hope they go there. I hope they reveal a lot that we did not know about Michael Jackson and everything that was going on, because they were such, the Jacksons they were such and still are a private family. They really are. I'm surprised that Janet Jackson was as open as she was with her documentary, that she did with Lifetime. She was very transparent. I felt like we got a lot of answers to a lot of things. I hope they do the same thing with this biopic. I hope, not so much, I'm not, you don't have to tell everything, but like, just, give us ideas, especially when we go over like his skin conditions, the plastic surgeries, like give us an idea of what led him to go there, or what was the influence, or, I hope I hope that's where they go with this film. Also, the production for the film, it begins later this year. So we're looking at probably in the next year or two a movie release. We'll see. But I'm very excited. Congratulations again to Jaafar Jackson, Jermaine Jackson's son. That is like a big deal. I feel like that is like the stamp of approval, the major stamp saying like this movie's going to be good. This movie's going to be good. It's going to be very good, and I'm excited. I'm excited now that we got that. Now that we got that news that his nephew is actually casted as him, like that's really exciting, and I think he's going to do an awesome job. Moving on. PageSix reports Marilyn Manson he's being sued for allegedly sexually assaulting a 16-year-old in the 90s. Yes. Now this is what I like to call vintage tea. And what is vintage tea? Anything that is even, I'll even count 2000s, like the early 2000s. So like from 2000 to 2010. So from 2010 all the way back. So that will be like the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, that to me is vintage tea, meaning like, old stuff from, older artists from back then, or who was out in those decades that I just mentioned before. Like if we're finding out news about them now, they're probably not as hot as they used to be. Like, for example, Marilyn Manson, who I'm speaking about right now. He was majorly popular in the 90s. Hence, the 16-year-old saying that, he... at the time, she was 16 in the 90s, saying that he sexually assaulted her. But you really don't hear about Marilyn Manson now. So that's why I call this vintage tea. Because, it's like, it's news now, but this happened in the 90s. So that's why it's called vintage tea. But anyways, moving on. The lawsuit was filed in Nassau County Supreme Court, and it alleges after Manson invited the Jane Doe onto his tour bus. So he invited Jane Doe onto his tour bus following a Dallas show in September of 1995. And then when he invited her back, right off the back, he threatened that if she told anyone about, going on to the tour bus or meeting him, being brought back, that he basically told her he would kill her and her family. Within weeks, he began calling the girl and asking her to send explicit sexual photos of her and her friends to his fan club, Satan's, I forgot what it was called, Satan something. But anyways, that was the name. I know it starts with Satan, his fan club. It started with Satan something. I forgot. I wanted to mention it, but I was like, oh, that's stupid. It's like a minor detail. But anyways, so he had this girl at 16 sending photos of herself, sexual photos of herself, explicit sexual photos of herself and her friends to his fan club. And he also allegedly invited her to a December 1995 show in New Orleans. He took her back to his back on the tour bus, and he became more aggressive and again sexually assaulted her that time. This is what the lawsuit is alleging. It also alleges she became addicted to drugs and alcohol and was lured into Manson's dark world of drugs, alcohol, sexual deviance, harassment, abuse, and assault. And it goes on to, in 1999, at 19, so I guess she went on with this from the moment she met him back in 95. So she I guess she went on with this all the way throughout, this is the next allegation is in 1999 at 19, she was invited on tour with Manson, where he continued to groom and sexually assault her for the next 4 weeks. I guess she went on tour with him in 1999, and he groomed and sexually assaulted her. And the lawsuit also names the record labels Interscope and Nothing Records. They're being accused of knowing his history of giving drugs to female fans and inviting minors onto his bus after shows. So they're saying that record companies, basically they're saying like it's a big net. It's a big system basically like they were protecting him at the time when he was doing these things with minors. And Marilyn Manson's attorney, of course, he states that Manson does not know this individual or remember meeting her, whatsoever. Hold on. And now, mind you, he says that, into regards these allegations that came out from this lawsuit that was filed. But about a week ago, he settled with with another lawsuit. Basically, he settled with actress Esme Bianco. It was a lawsuit she filed in 2021. And her claims were in the lawsuit. Her claims were that he drugged her, tortured her, and sexually assaulted her. And they settled, of course, but the terms of the settlement reached out of court are still unknown. So we don't know what exactly she got when she settled with him. But I'm sure it was an amount to keep her, hush, to keep this hush hush. But even in that case, more than a dozen women came forward with allegations of sexual abuse against Manson after actress Evan Rachel Wood claimed on her Instagram in 2021 that he abused her, which he said is untrue. So, based off of that, even prior to this lawsuit that was filed, based off of that, prior to the lawsuit, sorry for repeating myself, but what I'm trying to say is prior to the lawsuit that was filed recently, he already had over more than a dozen women coming out saying the same story. He's, sexually abusing them, sexually assaulting them, torturing them, which is crazy to me, but okay. I'm going to keep on following this story because I want to see what's going to happen. But yeah, you know what? And the crazy thing is, I've been hearing, this is not the first time I've heard of Marilyn Manson getting sued for assaulting somebody or for some allegations of abuse or something like that. So it's interesting that he hasn't ended up in prison or in jail or in some type of like big time trouble, because I keep hearing the same allegations. But anyways, I'm gonna follow this story because I want to see what's gonna be the outcome of this lawsuit. Maybe he'll settle with her because he just settled a week ago with the actress. Okay, moving on. Lil Wayne and Beyonce, they announced their 2023 world tours. That's major. Both people have been in the game for 20 plus years. I love to see it. I love to see consistency. Real superstars. I'm excited. I'm trying to see Beyonce, to be honest with you. That's where my coins is going to. It's going to Queen Bee because I've seen her before. I've seen her more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. I've seen Beyonce a lot. And I'm dedicated to seeing her because she puts on a great show. It's like she is somebody that gives you worth your money. So I'm really excited, and I can't wait to see her shows. I hope if you're trying to go, I hope you get your tickets because it's crazy. The whole wait list thing that Ticketmaster is doing now, it's bananas. But anyways, moving on. PageSix reports Anna Delvey. She's set to speak with Harvard MBA students. Okay. Now, for those who don't know who Anna Delvey is, there's a series called Inventing Anna that was released in February 2021. That's on Netflix. It's still on there now. It's basically a series about this girl's story. Well, let me just go into it. Anna Delvey, she's a convicted. Now, this is the words of PageSix, not mine, but this is what they wrote. They said that Anna Delvey is a convicted fraudster, fake socialite, jailhouse artist, reality star. Okay? They go on to say that plans are coming together for Delvey to speak to an MBA class at America's most prestigious university, Harvard. Sources are saying that she has also spoken to some some NYU students for their thesis, and that Oxford University in England has reached out to her. Which is crazy to me. This is so crazy that they're asking this girl. But let me tell you what she did. So basically in 2019, she was convicted for grand larceny and theft of services and attempted grand larceny for trying to fake her way into a $22 million bank loan for an arts club. Yeah, so basically she's a professional fraudster. Still, like reading that back, I'm like, okay. But here's the kicker: she's currently on house arrest, so we're gonna see how that plays out. Of her trying to get her to speak at Harvard to MBA students, which is crazy to me. What is this obsession? And they always do this. I remember back when Jersey Shore first came out and it was like freaking hot. They had They had Snooki, that's right, Snooki. They had her come out and speak to the class. I'm like, what? I'm just trying to think. Like, I'm like, what can Ana Delvey tell these MBA students? What? I mean, is she speaking to give advice? I'm trying to understand. Like, why would you have this girl who was convicted in 2019? For grand larceny and theft of services and attempted grand larceny for trying to fake her way into a $22 million bank loan for an arts club. Like, yeah, it baffles me. I'm scratching my head, but I guess that's probably who they feel the students want to see or hear from. I don't know. All right, moving on to the next subject. Grammy Weekend 2023 recap. I really don't follow the Grammys. Really don't care for the Grammys. It's all rigged, in my opinion, if you want me to keep it real with you. But I do normally post about the Rock Nation brunch. I love the Rock Nation brunch. I think the reason why I love the Rock Nation brunch so much is because I feel like it's the one event where all celebrities of color, athletes, rappers, actresses, singers, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're famous, basically, if you're a celebrity and you're of color, you're going to be at that one event, Rock Nation event, because it's like the hottest, event. To me, it's the hottest brunch on Grammy weekend. Other than, I mean, everybody, of course, goes to Clive Davis's pre-Grammy party, but I really don't care for that. But all that happened this past weekend. Rock Nation brunch was beautiful. It was a little empty. I was missing some people. Normally I'm used to getting my yearly photo of Nikki and B. I'm not Nikki, sorry. Nikki ain't gonna be there. She don't like industry parties in the first place. So I'm not shocked. She was not in attendance or nowhere to be seen. But what I wanted to say is I wanted to get my yearly photo of Beyonce and Rihanna together at the Rock Nation. They always take a picture together at the Rock Nation brunch. I just feel like there was a lot of people missing, man. I mean, I saw some, like faces. I was like, I thought it was going to be good. I saw Babyface, 2 Chainz, E40. I was like, okay, some people are showing up. But after that, I really didn't see anybody. They were missing Rihanna and A$AP Rocky. That would have been great to see them show up. Hell, even if Cardi B showed up or Megan Thee Stallion wasn't even there, and she's under Rock Nation. So I'm just like, what's going on? It was kind of dry. It was kind of dead. But it was beautiful. The setup was beautiful. How it was, everything was beautiful. Beyonce looked good. She came in, worked the room. Jay-Z was the man of the hour doing his thing. It goes down like this every year. I'm just used to seeing way more superstars and celebrities there. I just felt like it wasn't like that this year. So hopefully next year it'll be even more banging. Then it all led up to the 2023 Grammys. To be honest with you, I didn't really watch them. I was in and out of them. Like I said, in previous episodes on this podcast, I did say that, Beyonce was planning to perform, or that they were in talks to have Beyonce perform. That did not happen, of course. And of course, they gave her these little measly awards for her to be the most awarded, artist in Grammy history. It was kind of like, they slapped her in the face by not giving her album of the year, but, tried to rub the slap by saying, well, at least you're the most awarded, you're the most awarded artist in Grammy history. So you'll be fine without, album of the year, even though you've lost 4 straight years. Don't get me started. I don't even want to go into it or talk about it. I'm kind of over the Grammys, like I said before. I feel like after this year, Beyonce should never attend ever again. I just don't get how you guys, throughout the promo, throughout the show, you guys made it the Beyonce show. Like, literally, you had the host time and time again saying, "Where's Beyonce? Where's Beyonce?" Because you knew everybody was going to be tuned in to see Beyonce. And you guys played with that. And I feel like it's going to definitely backfire on your asses in these next upcoming years, because I feel like Beyonce and Jay-Z, they're done. They have wiped their hands with the Grammys. They are not going back. You guys are not going to use them to have fans, watch what the Grammys has been doing for years, time and time again. They said so much this year that did not happen. They said somebody that doesn't have a single out, that doesn't have an album nominated, or that's not even nominated, was going to perform. That didn't happen. They said Adele was going to perform. That didn't happen. It was just a lot of, excuse me. It was just a lot of lying, a lot of false promotion, false advertisement to get people to watch, and it's definitely going to backfire on you guys, Grammys, Recording Academy, because you guys really messed up by. Yeah, I think this is the last time I bet you that you're going to see a significant number drop next year with the viewership of the Grammys. Because I'm officially checked out. I'm not. Yeah, I'm done with the Grammys. I'm not watching no more. It's nothing. Them awards are bought. You could tell that record. It's nothing but a popularity contest. And it just definitely, to me, just shows that no matter how good Beyonce is, or how popular she is, they're going to find some way to, shortchange her, to to do her wrong when she rightfully, deserves what she deserves. So, like I said before, the Grammys, people are tired of y'all playing, and it's just gonna get worse for y'all. But I guarantee you, from this ceremony going forward, from this year, Beyonce is not gonna be there anymore. She's not gonna be showing up because I know she's tired of y'all playing in her face. Like 4 straight years, you guys have dismissed her and passed her for the album of the year category. It just shocks me, and it's just so baffling, because you'll hear about her album everywhere else. Every other publication or media source is praising it, saying it's the best this, best that. But for some reason, the Grammy voters can't get together and agree, but want to vote for Harry Styles. And I'm not taking nothing from Harry Styles. I don't have a problem with Harry Styles. But that Album of the Year award on Sunday night should have went to Adele or Beyonce. No tea, no shade. Okay? All right, well, that was all the topics for this week. Make sure you subscribe, share, and like on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and YouTube. Make sure to follow the Cheston Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. A new episode will be uploaded next Tuesday. Okay? Sorry about that. Thank you. Peace.